episode 2 of the Splash Comics podcast. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alfonso Andin, Chino Andin, if you will. I am the co founder and your host of the Splash Comics podcast.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you
yeah.
to everyone who watched episode 1. I really appreciate it. Everyone who left a like, really appreciate it. Appreciate that as well. Please follow us, uh, give us subscribe on all our social media, Splash Comics.
Flash Comics, yo.
And tonight, I'm very happy to have two special guests with me.
What
They
up, what up?
are college students the,
Yes, we
of
are.
De La Salle College of St. Benilde.
We still are.
They still are, yes. The three of us still are. Um, they have both made their own respective comics in their time. We are going to talk about their journey and particularly how they've been able to balance both being a college student, working on a thesis, as well as pursuing their dreams in comics. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce first the writer and artist of Buster Mike and White Shadow, coming soon, Paolo Cruz.
What's up, guys?
And right under is the writer and artist of Battle Girlz and Scouts Adventures, Nico Fernando.
What up, what up? Hey,
What's up,
guys.
guys?
How are y'all doing tonight?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for being here, for agreeing to do this.
Yeah, man. No problems. And thanks
It's
again for
an
having us.
honor.
Yeah,
Sobrang honor.
We're honored to be here.
I'm glad to have you. So, first of all, how are you guys? How have you been?
Go na, Pao?
Sige. Ako, although, to be honest, I don't like staying, nag-stay lang sa bahay because, I don't know, I'm more of a very extroverted person. I like seeing people, I like mingling with people, I like socializing
Same.
with people. So, in a way, namimiss ko na talaga yung outside life. Kasi, also as an artist, ako medyo nagda-dry ako pag di ako nakakita ng mga tao. As ridiculous as it sounds, probably, pero yeah, ganun ako. Kaya, but so far, okay naman kasi hawak ko yung oras ko ngayon. Di na bumabiyahe, so yun yung mga good things.
Yun ang
Still-
perks.
Yeah, but still, miss ko yung odd life. Miss ko yung mga tao.
Gets.
Kita, makasama. But I'm fine, I'm good. So, yeah.
Nice, Miko.
Well, actually, same din kay Pao. Parang na-hyper ako kapag nakakita ko ng mga tao. So, like, yeah, it's a big loss. Like, seeing no one. Like, I'm just here in my studio/kwarto, alone, working, working my ass off. Tapos, yeah, nakakapanibago talaga yung nangyari sa atin. Imagine mo, like, buong taon tayong naka-stuck. But yeah, you gotta keep pushing. So, wala tayong magagawa. So, tuloy lang ang buhay. And, yun, dire-diretso pa rin sa work. And also, yeah, mga commissions, ACADS, and yun, especially thesis, yun talaga yung tinututuhan ko ngayon.
Of course.
Yeah.
I can say the same. Very
Yeah.
much. Yep. I know
Actually,
the.
tayong tatlo nagtithesis.
Oh yeah, I know the grind. All right. So let's get right down to it.
Sure.
So in a more getting to know you first. So Pao, let's start with you. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so, yun.
You might want to hold on to your mic.
Ay.
Oh.
So yeah, first and foremost, my name is Paolo James P. Cruz, or you can call me Pao. Some of my friends call me Show Pao, or Pao. I like it when people call me Pao. So yun. Also, I'm a aspiring artist. To be honest, hindi ko alam kung gusto ko ba maging lately. Hindi ko alam.
What?
Lately, hindi ko
Crazy.
alam. No. I mean, lately, di ko alam kung gusto ko maging illustrator or animator. Kasi dati,
Okay.
parang ang gusto ko lang talaga.
You want to be a different kind of artist.
Illustrating lang and everything. Kasi, hindi siya ganun ka-hassle tulad ng pag may animation.
True. Actually,
Pero-
animation din ako, pero go lang.
Pero recently, siyempre, nagtitesis ako. So, na-experience ko yung paggawa ng animation. Napapol ako. Tama ba yung words na yun?
Naranasan mo na yung buhay ng animator.
Kasi parang I feel like, nung bata kasi ako, I used to draw in Magic Slate. Alam niyo yung Magic Slate? Diba?
Ano yan?
Parang Magic Slate. Alam niyo ba yun? Yung parang siyang...
Yung binababa, tapos mabubog. Okay. So, yung sinaunang graphic tablet.
Kaya yung nung time na yun, parang pag drawing ako sa ganun, gumagawa ako ng mga sequences. Alam mo yun? Yung mga pinaka-favorite ko nun is gumagawa ako ng mga fighting sequences sa Magic Slate ko. Meron pa akong personal character nun. Next time, the drawing ko yun. So yun, parang ngayon na nagawa ko siya sa comics, which is, it's really fun and enjoying sa comics. Pero nung ginagawa ko siya ngayon sa animation, mas parang pakiramdam ko parang bata ulit ako.
Yes.
Gumagawa ko ng... So yun, anyways, that's me as an artist right now. Pero background ko naman is, I used to draw a lot when I was a kid. Mga gusto ko din na drawing talaga nun, mga anime, alam mo si Goku. Alam mo yung mga uso nun, si Naruto. Basta anime, Flame of Recca, mga ganyan, si Eugene.
Imagine
mga batang anime, gano'n. Slam Dunk, yan. So, doon nagsimula. And then, medyo at some point, medyo na-introduce na ako sa Marvel Comics and then DC Comics. Tapos, yun, nagkaroon ako ng mga comics, nagbabasa ako. Tapos, nainganyo ako dun sa art. Ba? Parang sobrang, iba yung lapat ng inks. Pag nakita mo yung inks, tas anatomy, like, tas may mga crosshatch, sobrang tawa ako sa ganung style. Tapos, hanggang sa na-realize ko na I wanna do this as well, in the future. Na parang gusto kong gawin to. Solid to. So, yun, doon nag-start, na-inspire ako. Tapos, nakita ko si Jim Lee. Si Jim Lee, for me, yung pinaka-artist na parang nag-spark nung fire ba. Kasi, I've been drawing, yes.
Legend, Jim Lee.
I've been drawing before, pero kasi na-stop din ako kasi nga na-introduce ako sa dance, tapos naging, parang akala ko nun, dancing will be the what do you call this?
Ano yun? Parang nag-explore ka ng like mga hobby and mga interests, ganun.
In a way. Kasi, yun nga, nag-stay kasi ako sa ibang bansa. Syempre, yung buhay kasi sa ibang bansa, medyo kinda like boring compared sa Pinas.
Where'd you stay? Where did you stay?
Sa UAE, United Arab Emirates.
Oh.
So, Al-Ain.
Ano yung stagnant? Like, nasa condo ka lang?
Bahay lang kami. Kasi, alam mo yun, iba yung kultura dun eh. Medyo, alam mo yun, mahirap mag-adjust. Naka-adjust naman kami, pero basta iba siya. So yun, at that time, syempre, parang naghahanap ako ng something na gagawin ko besides drawing. Tapos yan, na-introduce ako sa dance. And then after nun, parang na-imagine ko na dance ata yung magiging future ko. Pangarap ko maging dancer. Ganun yung pangarap ko. Medyo, nung pagdating ko sa Pilipinas, yan, sayaw, puro sayaw yung ginawa ko hanggang college. Tapos, na-realize ko, parang third year na ako sa Mapua, naisip ko, parang medyo nawawala na yung passion ko dito. Parang hindi ito yung something na gagawin ko in the long run. Kasi unang-una, when you dance, I'm not taking away anything from dancers, pero una yung katawan, syempre, di ba? Parang you can't dance forever. Yeah, you can't dance forever. Not, as in, you can, pero not like the way sa mga artists. Kasi I've seen artists na kahit 70, 80 years old, nag-drawing pa rin. Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
So yun, practicality-wise, parang naisip ko, ayun, maybe art talaga yung something na magiging future ko and everything. Pero ang hirap, what do you call this? Ang tagal ko siyang pinag-isipan kasi sobrang in love talaga ako sa dance. Like, dancing is really my thing. Pero, nevertheless, sabi ko, you gotta sacrifice something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, ba? So, yun. Kasi I can't tawag dito. Ang tawag ba yun? You can't learn two things at the same time. Parang gano'n. Or you can't master two things at the same time.
Iba kasi yung path ng dalawang yan eh. So, kailangan...
Iba talaga. Although it's kind of the same. Kasi for me, ako right now, the way I approach art is the same thing I approach dancing before. Parang for me, this is metaphorically speaking. parang for me, pag sa dancing, andyan yung music, andyan yung moves mo, andyan yung stage. Same thing with drawing, andyan yung canvas, andyan yung brush mo, yung tools mo, and andyan yung ideas mo and everything. So, it's kind of the same. So, yun. After noon, yun na, na-realize ko na dancing, sorry. Art really is my
parang dududal tuloy ako.
art really is my thing. So yun.
Okay. Yun.
Decide na art really is my thing. Hanggang sa parang tinuloy-tuloy ko na siya. Yun, puro drawing lang ako araw-araw. In a span of to be honest, nagsimula lang ako magseryoso sa drawing at the age of 21. Something like that. 24 na ako ngayon. So 3 years.
Bata pa.
Tanda na ngayon actually. Kaya yun. So, tapos nag-decide ako na umalis na ng Mapua. Sabi ko, I need a change of environment. An environment na alam ko mag-grow yung creativity ko, yung me as an artist. Tapos nag-research ako ng school and everything. Tapos biglang pumasok yung Benilde. Tinanong ko si mama. Una, hesitant pa ako kasi nakita ko kasi yung infusion fee sa Benilde.
Ay siya.
Sabi ko, baka di ako payagan ni mama dito. Tapos, most likely, uulit pa ako. Imbis nag-graduate na ako. Well, di naman talaga di pa ako graduating sa Mapua. Pero anyways, 3 years din yon sa Mapua. So, parang sayang.
Oh, dang. Same din pala.
Kaya sabi ko, papayagan kaya ako ni mama or sa tatay ko. Pero tinanong ko, ma, gusto ko na talaga maging artist. Ganyan. Gusto kong change of environment. Kasi bagsakin ako sa Mapua eh. And I'm proud to say that. So yun.
Same
ako sa Mapua.
Sa school ko pero...
Di ba? Pag ikaw engineering. Ako naman di ako engineering, pero engineering environment.
Foreign affairs.
Yeah. Di ba?
Foreign affairs ako dati before I transferred.
Yeah. So yun,
tried to be a lawyer.
Grabe.
Yeah.
So, yun.
Same ba tayo ng past? Tayong tatlo?
Yeah. I think that's another thing we share in common. I think all of 3 of us are transferees.
So yeah, yun. Kaya parang sabi ko, ma, I gotta go. Kasi anong niya ako, pag ba lumipat ka sa Benilde, makakredit pa yung mga ibang subjects mo.
Na-credit ba?
Minors mo. Hindi.
What? Okay.
As in hindi. Kaya umulit talaga ako first year.
Then, from scratch talaga. As in kahit NSTP.
In high school?
Ha?
Sa high school ka nag-repeat?
No. I mean, college.
Oh, college. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, college.
Kahit NSTP?
Hindi, NSTP na pa sa tsaka PE.
Okay.
Yun lang. NSTP, PE lang.
PE.
Lahat kailangan ko ulitin. Una, medyo pa ako eh. Kasi, alam mo yun, parang, ano mo yun. Tapos, mga kasama mo pa, sobrang mas bata sa'yo. Mga blockmates ko.
Yes, same experience.
So, parang, feeling ko, di mag-work sa akin. Pero, nevertheless, sabi ko, yun nga, me as a person din, kasi ako yung mapagsabak din. Alam mo yun, parang, I don't care what will happen as long as I will learn, as long as there's growth. Alam mo yun, kaya, sige, G. Yun, it turns out well, namit ko si Miko, nakagawa ng drawing and everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yun. Worth it, yung paglipat.
Worth it. Tapos, di ako balabag sa akin ngayon sa Benilde, focus. Mabait ng prof, to be honest. Prof in Benilde are...
You've been able to find your thing.
Yeah, I was able to find my thing. And
ikaw naman,
sige, go Miko. So, yun lang sa akin. Yeah.
Sige.
Tuloy natin after Miko, yung yung life story.
So, hey guys, what's up? Miko Fernando, aka Mikomiks. So, yun yung aking artist name. And, ang haba kasi ng ito ni Pao. Saan ako magsisimula? Let's say, yung una kong pagka-comics talaga is about mga grade 5 pa lang nagka-comics na ako. Like, may isang sketchpad, tanda ko siguro mga A3 yung laki or less than A3, mga ganun. So, parang doon ako nagpa-practice mag-comics, mga kung ano maisipan ko na, parang tanda ko yung title, Dragon Slayer, yung mga typical cliche ng mga naisip mo nung bata ka, parang makaslay ng monster, mga ganun. Tapos nung high school naman, edi parang syempre gusto ko nang iwanan yung comics ko sa nung bata ako. Parang gusto ko try na panibago, and yung uso nun is syempre mga manga, anime. Di yun nga, influence ng ano ba, mga nisekoi, um, ano ba, basta yung mga rom-com na manga din talaga ako mahilig kasi wala lang, ang upbeat and lively nung dating, tapos syempre nakakakilig. Ayun, tapos yung gawa ko naman nung high school is Cherry Bomb. So parang di ko na kwento kasi ang haba. Pero ang point nung sa high school and nung grade school is nung sa high school nagtulungan kaming magkakatropa, parang bumuo kami ng parang grupo na parang nagko-comics kami, nagdo-drawing, nagpapakitaan kami ng mga kwento namin, nag-share kami ng ideas. So parang may maliit kaming community ng mga possible maging artists in the future, ganyan. Kasi syempre hindi naman lahat tatahak sa sa pagiging artist, ganyan. Tapos ayun, na-inspire ako sa kanila na mas gumawa pa kasi parang may like-minded people katulad ko, parang may nakakaintindi sa akin, parang ganun. So mas lalong lumago yung paggusto ko sa comics. Tapos after no naman, nag-collab kami ng dami kong comics journey, sorry. Pero ayun, doon sa tropang yun, si Tristan and si Axel, shout out sa dalawang Tristan and si Axel, bumuo kami ng parang team. Si Tristan yung penciler, ako yung inker, si Axel yung yung writer, sorry. Bumuo kami ng parang manga / comic na Have Faith yung yung pangalan. So super inspired by anime, ganyan. Anime and manga. Tapos parang working as a group, parang doon lumago yung yung parang awareness ko sa teamwork, yung parang ganun, yung team orientation ko, kumbaga, parang kung paano lumaro sa mga deadlines, kung paano lumaro sa yung parang, pre, tapos ka na, sige, ang bahala. Parang, ay, pagod ka na, sige, I'll cover you. Yung mga ganun bang mga instances.
Yeah.
Ayun. So, shoutout sa dalawang yun. So, nagtulungan naman kaming lumago. And, parang nagkanya-kanya na rin kami eventually kasi medyo different interests, kanya pag mga bata pa tayo, parang hindi pa natin alam masyado yung mga gusto natin. So
Of course.
we tend to try everything and anything kasi syempre parang medyo loose cannon pa tayo, I would say, kapag bata tayo. Ayun.
Yep.
Ayun, tapos and after nun parang sumali naman ako sa as in, ipa-fast forward ko na kasi medyo mahaba. Parang sumali ako sa mga iba't ibang orgs and iba't ibang mga parang nag-try ako ng iba't ibang experience katulad nung halimbawa sa De La Salle yan. Doon nasa DLSU ako, doon naman ako, di ba si Pao sa Mapua, ako naman sa DLSU, doon ako unang nag-college and engineering ako noon. And yung parang kumbaga escape ko sa engineering is yung pagdodrawing ng comics for De La Salle. Yung De La Salle is yung newspaper org. What up, De La Salle? Kapag nanonood kayo. So, ayun, doon ako nag-work for as a comic strip artist, mga ganyan. So, doon ko talaga nalabas yung frustration ko. Parang ang hirap ng engineering. Parang ito na lang yung gusto kong gawin, magdamag. Tapos, after nun, sumali naman ako sa mga, ang tawag dito? Sumali ako sa Comic at University. Isa siyang parang comic course na hinahandle ni Sir Paolo. Paolo Heray?
Paolo Heras.
Yun. Paolo Heras. Yun. Tapos, ayun, doon talaga ako natuto, and after like ilang months, binigyan kami ng booth para maisal namin yung comics namin. And then yun na talaga yung starting point ng pagko-comics ko. As in, yung public, yung parang ibebenta mo, i-share mo sa mundo. Kasi yung sa high school, parang kayo-kayo pa lang yun parang hindi mo pa binebenta masyado, ganyan.
So that was your venture into the business side of making comics or art, ganun.
Yeah,
All right. Pao, have you ever had that? Na-experience mo ba?
No.
No?
No, as in wala akong experience sa comics before.
Joining conventions.
Although, yeah, I mean, I've tried tried once. Parang ano siya, yung Warner Brothers something. In-invite lang ako nung classmate ko, na si Tristan yata. Shout out, Tristan.
Yeah.
So, in-invite niya lang kami mag-table. Tapos, yung mga drawing ko pa ng trads, tapos pinrint ko, Canvas print. Ang daming bumibili. Kaya kasi ang laki ng kinita ko, kaya parang sabi ko,
Wait, saan to? Sa CAF ba to? Sa cafeteria ng...
bukod pa doon.
Okay. Kasi
Meron
nakita
pa
ko yung
isa.
work mo sa cafeteria eh.
Bukod pa doon, meron pa isa, Warner Brothers something siya, nakalimutan ko. So, yung saktong-sakto, yung mga drawing ko nun, puro Batman. So, Warner Brothers, kaya, alam mo yun. Patok. Kaya may bumibili, tapos may nagpapa-commission. So, doon ko yun lang yung first experience ko. Tapos, crush pa ata ako nun, second year sa vinyl. So, yun. Tapos, pero before vinyl, or during vinyl, pumupunta na ako sa mga convention. Pinigilan lang, pero never ko pa na-experience ng table. Hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So, we pretty much covered the generally the basics, your backgrounds, no? We've also Miko, I don't think we've discussed here yet yung mga inspirations mo and idols. Because,
Okay.
yeah. You want
Okay.
Yeah.
Kala ko may tanong pa. Okay, so, well, yung parang pinaka-home base ko talaga sa pagko-comics is yung Comic Sundays. So, shout out guys, Comic Sundays. So, para kaming band of parang comic artist people na talagang nag-share and parang nagtutulungan kung paano, kinikriticize namin yung isa't isa na parang, ito, pwede mong gawin to, ito, pwede mong gawin yan. Tapos, tuwing sales, actually yung sales din, pag magbabantay na sa table, tutulungan kami, parang, shift mo na, parang, shift ka na, parang gano'n. And, nagtutulungan din, ang pinakatumulong talaga sa amin lahat is si Christopher Sam, si Chubbs, aka Meat Fist. So, ayun, tinulungan niya kaming buuin yung story namin and palaguin and patibayin, kumbaga. So, ayun, shout out Chubbs. Ayun.
Nice.
So, yun yung mga inspiration ko sa parang yung pinaka-primary inspiration ko, sila talaga yung paggagawa ng comics. And then, pero yung mga art-wise, yung parang aesthetically is, para sa akin, yung bandang una-una is sina Sir Cadjo Baldissimo, sina Francis Martelino. Yan. Sobrang solid ng sa 13. Sa Hotdog Prince, tawa ko. Sir Jerry Alanggilan, hindi na feel ko hindi kailangan sabihin, pero malaking shoutout kay Sir Jerry Alanggilan. Sa kanyang Elmer Wasted, yun, binasa ko talaga yun nung high school pa lang ako. And sobrang na-hyper ako kasi parang ang galing ng mga Pinoy. May nagagawa pala ng ganito na Pinoy, parang gano'n. Tapos, sino pa ba? Okay, transition na ako sa dun sa yung parang sa ngayon. Sa ngayon naman, ang inspirations ko ay sina Jim Mahfood, Cynics, medyo medyo lumayo sa local. Para kasi nung nakita ko yung art nila lalo na ni Sir Jim Mahfood, talagang nakita ko yung parang ang galing ang aesthetic kahit anong gawin niya. Parang basta-basta lang pero controlled chaos yung kung titingnan mo, parang ang gulo tingnan pero feeling mo kontrolado pa rin. So yun talaga yung dinidig kong aesthetic. So, makikita niyo naman sa art ko sa art ko yun. Tapos inspirations, sino pa ba? Basta ang dami kong kailangan i-name, parang feeling ko hindi ko sila maisa-isa, pero yun yung mga primarily na nag-influence sa akin.
Nice. Okay, so we've covered yung inspirations nyo for both. Miko, you've said that si Jim Mahfood,
Yep.
he's
Kaya
been...
actually, pwede bang pwede bang mag-drawing habang...
Yeah, go ahead. So you've mentioned Jim Mahfood as someone who's influenced your art recently.
Yep.
You've said that they've reflected their style you've been able to reflect their style onto yours. Pao, what about you?
Medyo.
Have you been able to do that?
Di pa taong kami.
Yeah, for me, sabi ko nga kanina, di ba, si Jimmy. So, yun, I started sa parang Western style type of, alam mo yun, like, approach. So, yes, Jim Lee, I was able to like copy,
Jim Lee.
not copy, pero I was able to parang take his back, the way he draw Batman, yun talaga. The way he draws Batman, Wolverine. At my early works, yung mga medyo crush pa ako. Tapos, and then, na-in-love din ako sa work ni Jason Pabok. So, yun.
Yes, Jason Pablo.
Jason Pabok. Tapos, and then, yun. Saka ako ngayon na nakilala sina Sir Jerry Alandilan and then sina Sir Kajo. Sir Kajo talaga sobrang
Nakita niyo ba yung ano niya? In-interview siya ng Indie Comics podcast.
Ay, hindi ko pa na.
Oh, so yun. Kung gusto niyo tingnan.
So yun, si Sir Kajo, sobrang, basta anything that plays with inks and cross-hatching, mga
Oh, man. Pag inks talaga, doon tayo nagkakaparehas pa.
The way na parang, lalo si Sir Kajo, the way that he puts, ngayon, yung current art niya ngayon, the way he plays with action, with dynamic poses, tas lalaparan niya ng mga inks niya, sobrang solid. Isa siya sa ngayon, yung mga medyo kinukuha ko yung style. Tapos, dumating si Sir Lane Liu, kasi nga yung combination ni Sir Jerry, yung one to one
yung tandem niya,
Yeah, the
Meron akong comic nila, anong pangalan nun?
Diba?
Basta, nakalimutan ko yung title, pero...
Superior?
Hindi. Medyo luma
Supreme.
na siya. Parang ang kalaban niya is yung kapatid ni Tony Stark.
Oh man, ano yun?
Yeah, medyo luma na yun eh.
Invincible Iron Man, bago na?
Hindi. Basta yun. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, yeah.
So, yun, nakita ko yung art ni Sir Lane Liu, Sir Jerry Alandilan. Grabe, yung 1-2 punch nga sinasabi ko. Lalo yung pang nag-drawing, inline art, diba? Pencil si Sir Lane Liu. Clean up ni Sir Jerry. Iba talaga. Tapos, dyan si Sir Harvey Tolibaw, mga unang nag sa akin si Sir Carlo Pagulayan. Tapos, pero ngayon, ang approach ko naman, so yun yung first approach ko, parang doon magsisimula ako. And I'm trying to ayoko naman din parang forever puro ganun. Kasi to be honest, I'm still learning. Although, we all are naman.
Yeah, we all are.
Ayun, I'm still trying to learn. So, pero yun yung parang naging basic fundamental ko. You know, the lines, the cross-hatching, the solid inks, the anatomy na
Same.
superheroes talaga.
Actually, yun din yung yun yung sinimulan ko sa Battle Girlz. Sobrang influence siya ng Western type of comic. As in, yung anatomy, yung inking. Basta mga ganun. Tapos, yun, nag-transition na sa medyo punky, hip-hop, gano'n.
Yeah, tapos ngayon parang medyo na-in-love na ako sa mga manga art. Kasi nga, I started watching Naruto again. So, alam mo yun, Misashi Kishimoto. And I've realized na talaga yung art ko, di ba sabi ko, si Jim Lee yung foundation ko and everything. Pero I didn't realize na meron pala talagang fundamentals na nakuha ko sa style ni Musashi Kishimoto, which is sa Naruto. Lalo pag nag-draw ako ng mata. So, kung napansin yung mata, tapos buhok. Anyway, so yun. Started fall in love with yan, ganun style. Tapos what you call this? Yung artist ng Slam Dunk tsaka ng Vagabond, si Inoue.
Ano nga?
I forgot the first name.
Slam Dunk.
Ang hirap kasi ng mga
Hopefully our comment our watchers, our viewers can help us.
Yun. Kasi si Inoue, artist ng Slam Dunk tsaka ng Vagabond. Tapos kaya recently nagdo-drawing ako ng mga characters na may Omnimask, tapos may Japanese type of style. Tapos also na-in-love din ako sa style ni Boichi. Yun.
Yeah.
Boichi. Yeah.
Ito, Takehiko Inoue.
Yun, Takehiko, yun na.
Yep.
Sobrang solid ng inks. Sobrang solid niya mag-inks tsaka line work as in.
Diyos.
Yeah.
So, yun. And then I tried to add some colors recently. Pero to be honest, medyo wala pa akong parang hinahabol na idol recently sa pagkukulay. Maybe
Sa
that's
kulay naman, ang inspiration ko talaga si Sinix. Sinix at saka si 1000 kung napakinggan niyo na sila. Kung alam niyo.
I see.
Nasa YouTube ko lang na discover mo yan eh.
So,
Ako nga pala, sorry, singit ko lang. Dagdag nga pala sa inspiration ko sina Ashley Wood at saka Damon Albarn. Yung partner ni Damon Albarn sa Gorillaz.
Si
forgot.
Howlett?
Damon Albarn. Ha?
James Howlett or something? Jim Howlett?
Hewlett. Yun. James Hewlett.
Hewlett. Howlett pala si Wolverine. Howlett. Magkatunog.
Pakita ko lang. So, kung titingin nyo, parang medyo
Gorillaz, yes. Galing.
Ayun.
So, anyways, natatawa ako sa mga comment nila dun sa ano.
Anong comment? Passion nyo naman.
Ito.
Natatawa ako, putik.
Let's get to the comments kasi medyo I've been looking at them and natutuwa rin ako eh. Itong si Benz Golin, the current president of Drawing. Saan pa mahanap ng 7 Dragon Ball?
Alam mo na kung saan, tol. May sabihin ko sa'yo. Shout out to Benz Golin kasi alam mo yun, siya one of my closest friends sa Binyog. And speaking of drawing, I wouldn't have made drawing without him. So yun. And he's the current president.
Definitely.
And with Miko as well. So yeah.
Isa pa tong comment niya, doing the impossible and communicating with our ancestors.
Quick comment si Benz. Tawa ako. Sabi niya, kailan po magbabalorant si Paolo Cruz? Tawa ako kanina, sorry.
Sige lang. Shout out to our comment section. Very active. Oh my goodness. Anyway, okay, so we basically covered just about your histories and your backgrounds. The lockdown. So we're pretty much all confined to our homes. Personally, as an artist, I immediately went to work, just drawing. Soon as everything shut down. Have you guys been able to do the same?
Same. Ang dami kong tinry nung start pala nung lockdown kasi parang nung nag-lockdown kasi parang walang class tapos parang ang dami kong pwedeng gawin. Parang yun talaga yung immediately kong nangyari. Pero it's a medyo privileged thing kasi medyo hindi ako apektado pero parang hindi ko kasi ayaw ko kasi mapapunta sa waste yung time. So parang isa sa mga ginawa ko is nagsimula na agad kami sa thesis ni Herbs. Yung Irvin Enggalan, partner ko sa thesis. Shout out ulit. So kami ni Herbs ay naggawa na kami kung napakinggan nyo na, yung The Balisong Project. So plug ko lang. So yung The Balisong Project. Tapos nagsimula kami na parang fini-feature namin yung mga rappers, mga dancers,
solid.
mga graffiti artists. Yung mga 4 elements ng hip-hop. Kung sino mga artists dito sa Batangas na yung parang nahagilap namin na na-discover namin. Yun, fini-feature talaga namin. Parang tinatanong namin kung ano inspiration nila, what's next for them. So yun, parang gusto kasi namin talaga simulan agad yung thesis as soon as possible kasi feeling ko magagahol kami sa oras. And ang initial plan kasi namin is music video and documentary, and hindi kami pinayagan kasi bawal lumabas, ganyan. Tapos walang gigs, walang events to shoot. So parang wala kaming content, ganyan. So yun, nag-iba kami ng content.
Nice.
Yun, madami pang iba. Nag-paint ako ng skateboard and kung ano-anong ginawa ko sa YouTube. Yun. Tapos, ano pa ba? Well, yun lang as of now. I mean, ikaw ba, Pao? Kumusta?
Yeah, actually, same lang din with you. I immediately started working.
Ang dami kasi pwedeng gawin eh.
Wala pa akong sarili kong drawing tablet noon that time. So, pero nasa akin yung drawing tablet ni Bess. Shout out again kay Bess. So yun, iniwan niya kasi sa akin yung tablet niya kasi at that time, before mag-lockdown, ginagawa ko po yung Buster Mic. So yeah. Tapos nag-lockdown, nasa akin pa yung tablet. Kaya inabuso ko. So, sorry din kay tita sa mama ni Benz. The tablet was with me for a long time. Pero anyways, I make the most out of it to practice ako mag-digital. Kasi I just started digital last year or December lang din. So, mag-1 year na ako nag-digital. So, yun. And then yun, kasi ang dami, sabi nga ni Miko kanina, ang daming time. So, alam mo yun, I did what I gotta do. Kaso yun lang, nasa bahay lagi. Araw-araw drawing ako. Tapos hindi ko masyado iniisip yung thesis.
Ay
Yun
siya.
yung kabaliktaran namin ni Miko. At that time, hindi ko iniisip yung thesis. Because I thought, daming time. Anuin ko lang, enjoying ko yung mga personal art ko and everything. Just to keep myself safe. Kasi di ba, personal art
Oh,
keeps
man.
keeps
Parang
us safe.
therapeutical din kasi mag-drawing,
Yeah.
magawa ng
Yeah.
project, kung
Yeah,
ano.
true. Although I love my thesis, pero at that time talaga sabi ko, gusto ko gumawa ng mga personal.
What is your
art.
thesis,
So, yun.
by the way?
Oh, it's team niya is boxing, it's fighting. Pero basically the story is like na-inspired kasi ako sa Creed na movie. Meron part doon kasi sa Creed na parang both Adonis and Rocky is fighting their own battles, which is Adonis being that boxer and then Rocky being having this sick kasi may cancer siya.
Yeah.
So yun. So I was kind of inspired of it. Tapos sakto namatay yung lola ko last year.
Oh, I'm
So I
sorry.
thought I might it's okay.
Okay.
So I thought I might do this story na parang
Parang
dedicated to her. Yeah.
Parang
So,
ganun.
so yun, yung story ko is about a young boxer named Brian De La Cruz who's fighting for her mom. Her mom is also has this disease, lung cancer. Tapos parang basically parang technical ito yung parang quick ano lang. Parang he's fighting so that meron sila pambayad sa hospital bills. Pero the way I will show it, it's something like how they get each other's, parang paano naging inspiration yung isa't isa. Gets ba? So if Brian De La Cruz is fighting for himself, for his mom is also fighting for Brian. In a way. Yeah. So yun.
That's nice.
Dramatic siya. So yeah. So yeah, that's my thesis. Patapos na. Sana.
So,
man, 20 days na lang or
Yeah.
less even.
yeah, less.
2 weeks. You have less than 2 weeks. Anyway, okay. So, eventually school starts, right?
Yeah.
Miko, you've said you pretty much got a head start on your thesis.
Yeah.
How have you been able to manage balancing that kind of a balancing act? You have your personal life, your art life, which is as much as it can be given the circumstances. Then you also have the thesis that you technically have to adjust because none of us really saw this coming when we were conceptualizing it. I mean, for me personally, originally the thesis was going to be generally conventions, but comics conventions. But because of the lockdown and the fact that conventions are pretty much non-existent until the immediate future, we had to adjust it to where it's sort of like it's we're technically content creators for independent artists. So how have you guys been able to adjust and been able to manage a thesis right now?
Well, nung the first part or mga first months ng quarantine, like nakakaya-kaya ko pa eh. Like madali pa siyang i-handle since walang academics kasi 'di ba, like we have no whole sem we have no classes. So ang primary concern ko lang is commissions and yung parang advancement ng thesis ko. So yun lang, parang through the day I plan out my kung anong gagawin ko. Pero ang ginagawa ko is hindi ko ginagawa like thesis the whole day. Like ACADS the whole day. Hindi, commissions the whole day. Hindi ko ginagawa yung ganun. Ang ginagawa ko dati is like let's say for 2 to 3 hours thesis and then break time and then 2 to 3 hours again sa commission. So parang yung ang utak ko kasi madali siyang ma-distract. So feeling ko pag mga matagalan na let's say mga 6 hours of work, feeling ko mawawala ako sa focus. Hindi ko lang alam kung naranasan nyo minsan yun. So ang ginagawa ko parang din-distract yung brain ko na parang gagawin mo to tapos ka na, ito naman gawin mo. Yung parang ganun na parang tuloy-tuloy yung work mo, parang since may bago kang gagawin, ma-freshen up yung utak mo na parang, I mean, for me, na-freshen up yung utak mo na parang, yan ba, let's say stuck ako kahapon, and now babalikan ko ngayon with a fresh perspective na galing ako sa ibang project. Parang may nakita akong hindi ko nakita, let's say kahapon. So parang ayun, dun ko na gagawa yung parang, let's say if ever I'm stuck in a rut, gagawa mo na ako ng ibang project. Pero I have to be careful kasi baka malimutan ko man yung project na yun. So parang it's a difficult juggle din. So pero kailangan mo talagang consistent ka mag-juggle ng deliverables mo and mga projects, deadlines, mga ganun.
Pao?
Yun.
Sa akin naman, nung quarantine nag-start, although sabi ko kanina, di ba, hindi ako gumagawa ng thesis. Pero binabalik-balikan ko siya. Pero nung medyo pa-start na yung term, dun ko siya talaga medyo ginrind. Dun na nag-start yung, kasi at that time, I think, pre-production ako, so yun. Ngayon naman, production na, so, yeah. Pero yung tulad na ng tanong mo, Gino, medyo mahirap in a way na parang, kasi parang yung mind mo occupied sa, may inisip ka na parang, but ito for me, I don't know if ganito din kayo, parang ang hirap gumawa ng art, ng mga art mo, pag yung utak mo parang na-occupied ng ibang priority.
Ayun nga.
Yes ba? So
kaya gigista ako na lang sa sarili ko.
Yeah, kaya minsan nangyayari naman sa akin ganito. Minsan kasi yung ideas ko sa mga art, mga pin-ups ko and everything, minsan spontaneous or minsan unexpected. Usually nung quarantine, pag araw-araw may ganun ako. So araw-araw may art ako, may nagagawa ako. Ngayon, ang hirap gawin kasi yun nga, yung mind ko occupied sa thesis and everything. So ginagawa ko na lang ngayon, nililista ko. Bawa, today, parang trip ko drawings, pero I can't kasi thesis, deadlines, and everything. That's my other minor subjects pa. So yun, kaya medyo mahirap pagsabayin, pero kaya. The problem lang din with me, ako personally, is hindi ko pa kasi ganun gamay mag-animate. Kaya medyo ang tagal ng process ko mag-animate. So yun. Pero feeling ko, if medyo nabibiyasa na ako mag-animate, I think kaya kong pagsabayin yung mga personal art.
Nanayan lang din siguro yun.
Yeah.
Yun. Hindi kasi ako sanay mag-animate actually. Ngayon lang ako nagpa-practice. So yeah.
Nice. All right. So, I'm gonna start with Miko. Battle Girlz. Let's talk about it. So, what is Battle Girlz?
Okay, wait lang. Actually, may copy ako dito.
Oh, nice.
Pakita ko lang. Chan.
Lang guys.
Battle Girlz. Ay, sorry. Battle Girlz. So,
Nice.
medyo matagal na tong cover na to. And it started, 2016. Kita ba sa camera? Or naka-flip?
Yeah.
Yep, kita.
It's fine.
Okay. So, it started with 150 and now it's, kung may cons pa ngayon, ibebenta namin siguro mga 100 na lang kasi it's been, 4 years? So, Battle Girlz is basically a tournament on which, hot girls fight to the death for the entertainment of the masses. So, siya, medyo parang sexist yung tone, pero actually, gusto kong lagyan siya ng twist. Parang hindi lang siya, parang babes, parang hindi lang siya eye candy sa mga readers.
Fan service, ganun.
Yeah, hindi siya fan service lang. So parang may kwento dito na yung bida is si Mindy Rose and she badly needs money for parang similar to sa sa thesis mo, Pao. Kasi may sakit, may surgery yung kailangan magpa-surgical operation ng kapatid niya and wala silang pera. Parang kumbaga lahat na ginawa nila, parang ginawa ng negosyo yung bahay nila, ginawa nilang restaurant, parang wala na silang matiran kundi yung restaurant, parang ganun. And now may chance siyang manalo ng sa TV, parang sorry medyo magulo. Sa TV naglabas sila ng commercial, parang join Battle Girlz now and win parang let's say 1 million pesos ganyan. Tapos parang na-inspire siya and then ayun, edi tinry niya sumali dun sa tournament for her brother. And ayun, tapos nung una tuwan-tuwa siya ganyan. I get to beat up other girls kasi passion niya talaga yung makipag-away. And ayun, edi sa first book, medyo jolly-jolly pa siya. And then towards the end, medyo parang syempre being in a tournament, makakaranas ka ng horrors din at some point. Like let's say sa unang part is mag-ano ka, parang ikaw yung mambubugbog kasi medyo level 1 pa lang yun eh. Parang katapat mo pa lang yung kumbaga ka-level mo yung kaaway mo, ganyan. Tapos towards as she goes up the ranks, may makakalaban siyang mga galing, ganyan. Tapos parang medyo spoiler pero ayun, mabubugbog siya ng konti, ganyan. Pero ayun, it's up to her na kung itutuloy pa ba niya, kung kasi bugbog sarado yung physical niya and yung even yung yung spirit niya, parang alam niyo yun, yung parang wala na siya, mahirap ipaglaban yung yung motivation niya, yung inspiration niya, which is her brother, ganyan. Nahihirapan siya, parang unahin ko ba yung sarili ko, gusto ko ba mabuhay, or ipapagpatuloy ko ba para sa kapatid ko, parang ganun. And parang yung kwento kasi ni Mindy, para siyang maliit lang na bagay through and parang a world din, kasi doon sa world ng Battle Girlz, yung tournament na to, siya yung parang pinaka-inaabangan ng buong mundo. Parang sobrang sikat niyang tournament. And parang as she fights dun sa loob ng arena, parang minakikita siyang parang mga abuse and mga parang fault sa system, yung ganun. And then, sorry, medyo mahaba, pero ayun, parang tinatry niya rin parang apart from her own goals, parang there's a bigger thing na nangyayari pa bukod sa little world niya doon. So parang it's up to her din kung kung gagawin niya ba yung tama or para alis na lang siya and ganun. Nasa issue 3 pa lang ako out of 5. So sinusulat ko pa yung 4 and 5. Parang sobrang mahirap kasi syempre dumaan kasi ako sa phase na parang lumipat ako ng ibang school and then nabaha ako ng ACADS and commissions. Nagkameron ako ng ibang project. So parang ang hirap kasing balikan. So isa sa mga advice ko sa mga starting comic artists dyan, parang start small, I guess start with one shot or something. Kasi parang kapag, ambawa ako, yung una ko nirelease sa public is 5 issues yung plan ko. Parang may obligation ngayon ako na tapusin yung 5 issues na yun, na kahit may magbasa man o wala, kailangan ko pa rin tapusin kasi parang nasa honor mo rin yun. Siyempre parang kailangan mong tapusin somehow.
Parang challenge, no?
Challenge mo rin sa sarili mo. Parang sinimulan mo, dapat mong tapusin. And medyo nawawala ako sa course na yun. Pero pinapalan ko naman bumalik as long as matapos ko yung thesis ko and yung mga projects ko as of now. Yeah. So ayun, start small muna, kasi babahain kayo, parang mabibreak yung spirit mo rin, parang shit, ang hassle mo comics. And ayun, yun talaga yung natutunan ko sa Battle Girlz, parang start small, start humble, and then kapag nakapa mo na, saka ka saka gumawa ng series, parang ganun.
Nice. Alright, so let's talk about now Scouts. And actually, one thing that I noticed about Scouts is that amongst the comics released by Drawing, Scouts is the only one that's in Tagalog. Is there a reason for that?
Kasi di naman sa like no offense naman sa iba, pero nakikita ko kasi parang more on superheroes yung initial pitches ng mga story, and ako kasi gusto kong parang iba naman, parang ganun, parang hindi naman sa minamalit or hindi naman sa parang naglo-look down ako sa mga superhero, kasi I mean dumaan naman ako diyan, nagustuhan ko naman ng superhero, pero for me personally, parang dun sa comic journey ko is sa lahat ng sinusulat ko kasi more on medyo gritty and fighting and gano'n. Parang gusto kong humiwalay muna doon, mag-step back muna sa mga grittiness, mga superhero stuff, gano'n. So, ang ginawa ko is parang like medyo 180 nung style ko nung una, 'di ba, which is Battle Girlz. Like fighting girls, ganyan. Tapos ngayon naman yung Scouts Adventures. Ngayon naman is parang more on friendships and kids and leaderships, parang gano'n. Parang tinry kong, di ba, na-mention ko kanina sa pag-uusap natin is importante din mag-try ng mga panibagong stuff and importante din matry lahat kung anong trip mo. Halimbawa, I mean, as of now, sa mga hip-hop stuff, hindi ko akalain na dito ako maglaland, yung style ko dito maglaland. Alam mo yun? So, kung hindi ko na-try yung lahat ng na-try ko, hindi ko madidiscover tong hip-hop-esque kung style, kung parang yung mga na-envision ko and yung style ko ganyan. So, ayun, nag-try ako dun sa sa route ng parang medyo pambata, medyo cute, parang more on ang tawag dun, slice of life and ano yung genre ng growing up? Anong tawag dun?
Coming of age.
Yun, coming of age, parang ganun. So, ayun, hopefully dun sa kwento ko sa Scouts, parang and yun tinagalog ko rin kasi I guess variation and feeling ko mas makaka-create ako ng more drama and more relatability sa mga audience kapag ginamit ko yung Tagalog. I mean, depende din naman yun sa audience mo sa target audience mo. Halimbawa, ako, medyo, dun sa ini-envision ko na pambatang comics, yung Scouts, ang na-imagine ko is parang mga 10 to, hindi ba 10, mga 9 to 11 years old, mga ganun.
Yes.
Tapos medyo yung humor nila, I mean, yung humor ko doon is parang medyo jologs and medyo yung humor natin nung bata pa tayo, yung parang ganoon. So
Innocent, yes.
Yung incorporate yun. And ayun, so parang doon ko nalaman na kung alin yung gagamitin kong boses, kung alin yung gagamitin kong atake para sa story na to. So it all boils down sa kung anong gusto mo and sa target audience mo. Kailangan may compensation sa gitna. Parang ganoon. Yun yung naisip kong gawin para sa Scouts.
Nice. So, give us a basic background of Scouts, yung the story.
Okay.
No spoilers of course in case anyone wants to read it, but
okay,
generally,
So, sa Scouts, it's basically about this little girl, Misha, and she's a Maya Scout. Siya yung Maya Scout is yung sinusundan nating Scouts. And plano ko kasi parang i-expand pa yung mundo nun if ever I get the time ulit. So, Maya Scouts and may mga iba pang Scouts, may mga Kalapati Scouts, may mga kung ano-ano pang ibon na Scouts, mga ganyan. So, Maya Scouts muna tayo. So, si Misha, isa siyang parang makulit na bata and sobrang kulit niya and parang perfect embodiment ng yung parang typical na na girl na let's say mga 10 years old and below, yung medyo makulit pa, medyo adventurous, ganyan. So, the story, ang gusto ko siyang dalhin sa parang magkaka-experience si Misha na in a way na mas matututo pa siya na mas maging magalang, mas may marespeto, kumbaga matuto siya ng manners on being a good, helpful scout. Parang ganun. And gusto ko rin kasi na parang makarelate yung mga bata sa kanya na parang, and ako nga pala, Girl Scout din siya, yung bida ko. Gusto ko kasi parang maiba naman kasi feeling ko masyado ng madaming male protagonist. Feeling ko lang.
Right.
So, ayun, parang different take. So, Girl Scout naman. Tapos, ayun, parang in-imagine ko parang anak ko na nga siya eh. Parang, anong gagawin ng anak ko kapag nag-adventure sila sa woods or kapag pumunta sila sa klase, kapag pumunta sila sa meeting ng Maya Scouts, parang ganun. So, helpful din siguro na makarelate ka rin sa sarili mong character kung anong gagawin nila. And sabihin ko lang pala, inspired din yung character sa girlfriend ko, si Sheila Perez. Oh, shout out.
I think she's here.
So, yeah. Hey.
Yeah, shout out to Sheila Perez.
So, ayun. Inspiration ko siya in a way na parang nagkikwento kasi siya sa akin na parang nung panahon niya nung Girl Scout pa siya and na-inspire ako, nag-click ako parang yung pagiging scout kasi isa siyang bagay na hindi ko naranasan and hearing her stories na-inspire ako na parang man, kung bata ako gusto kong maranasan din yun. And yun, so gusto ko rin siyang iparanas sa mga audience ko of what it's like of being a My Scout. And ano yung possible adventures na maranasan mo, ano yung possible conflict, and yeah, overall ano yung magiging kakalabasan nung kung anong decision mo sa gagawin mo sa pinakahuli. Kung ililid mo ba yung yung troops mo or hahayaan mo lang ba siya? Parang ganun. So, ayun. Hindi ko na i-spoil yung ending.
Yeah.
Basahin mo na lang.
Of course. Yeah.
At Joink's FB page.
Nice. Very good. Okay. Pao, ikaw naman. So,
Ayun.
let's let's go with your I guess, for the lack of a better word, past project. In a sense that it's already been published and it's out already. Buster Mike. So let's talk about Buster Mike. Just give us a background on it. What was inspired? What inspired the story?
So yun, Buster Mike, basically, little background, it's about a boxer. Boxer ulit. So yun, kasi I love boxing.
Hilig mo sa boxer
Yun, so it's about a boxer, professional boxer named Michael D. Magiba. So yun, he's a professional boxer, tapos an accident happened during his match. There's an attack that happened sa arena, merong pag-atake ng isang unknown metal creature na nangyari dun sa arena. And then because of that, he lost both of his arms. Tapos what happened was merong isang parang physicist, tama ba? Physicist? So yun, may isang parang physicist tsaka inventor na kumuha sa kanya. Tapos in-adopt siya. Tapos nilagyan siya nilagay sa kanya yung parang, meron kasi parang, what you call this? Tawag sa ganun yung parang parang, ito yung lifelong project ko. Something like that. Or lifelong research ko. So yun, parang may ganun yung
My life's work.
Life's work na ginagawa ko. Tapos biniligay niya yun kay Mike. And then, what happened? But still, ginawa ko kasi sa Buster Mike, hindi siya yung tipo na parang puro science. Puro mga scientific type of stuff lang. Gusto ko rin siyang haluan ng myth. So, yun. Gusto ko paghaluin yung science and myth. So, science and magic, something like that. So, what happened was, ito palang doctor na meron pala siyang ginagamit na stone na pang-power. Pang bato. Yung bato na yun, nag-e-emit siya ng special type of energy. And it's an Asian type of magic. So yun, naka-harness nitong doktor na to yung power nun to create his projects, his mechanical, his bionic, yun yung mga stuff niya, ganun, mga robots.
Yeah. Inventions, yes.
Yun. And yung naman dito, yung villain naman dito sa Buster Mike is, yun din, meron din isa pang doctor na meron nag-harness din siya ng isa pang stone. Itong stone naman na to is very different from that stone na ginagamit ng kaninang doctor. Itong stone na to is from an evil shaman, something like that. And then this stone was actually was used before by that evil shaman to summon, aswang, mga mythical creatures. Pero sa story ko sa Buster Mike, I made those creatures sort of like evil. So yeah. Yun, ngayon, since parang wala nang mga aswang at this timeline ni Buster Mike, yung evil doctor na to, si Apokinabi, ang ginagawa niya ngayon, he uses those stones to recreate yung mga aswang, yung mga monsters, gets ba? Pero this time, they're not like flesh na parang living flesh. They're made of robot. They're made of metal. So, yun. So yun yung basically what Buster Mike is. So number 1 naman, I didn't actually put a lot of so much things sa number 1 ng Buster Mike. Yung number 1 kasi it's more of like parang patikim lang of what Buster Mike is. So yun yung ginawa ko. And then number 2, hopefully pag natapos ko na yung thesis ko, I'll go there. Number 3 is going to be the origin. So yun, ang bala ko sa Buster Mike is somewhere mga 7 issues. 5 to 7 issues.
Tagal naman.
Di matagal, pero it's for drawing. Ayun, parang I feel like, feeling ko for me,
ipapublish mo under pa rin drawing. Like, paano yun?
Yeah.
tatrabaho ka na and pwede ba yun?
Yeah, ganun. Pwede naman daw yun. Kahit alumni ka na, pwede ka pa rin mag-contribute
Okay.
ka pa rin. So, yeah.
Adi,
Yun.
ako din, hahabol ko rin yung Wofi Adventures ko.
Yun. Yun
House
nga.
Adventures,
Yun.
followed by Wofi Adventures.
Yun. Okay. So, yun. And where was it inspired? Buster Mike was inspired by boxing din. So, yun. I was watching this fight ni Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson. Remember that? And then,
Tama mo na.
and this is kind of ridiculous paano ko siya naisip. Pero, basta, it was this time na parang sabi ng commentator, Buster Douglas defeated Mike Tyson, ganyan-ganyan. Considering that time, parang no time na yun, Mike Tyson was undefeated. Alam mo yun, Chino, di ba? He like
Yeah,
boxing as well. So, there's this concept of an undefeated fighter who was defeated by an underdog named Buster Douglas. Tapos Buster. Undefeated fighter. Tapos pangalan ni Mike Tyson nun is Iron Mike Tyson. So the concept of like busting iron, sabi ko, busting iron, tapos boxing. Then I started to parang na-visualize ko yung si
Panaginipan mo. Tapos, parang may aha moment.
nice.
Sabi ko, there's something about that I really like. Parang song mo ng superhero or a hero, something like. Tapos, andyan pa yung parang prototype na game. Alam niyo yun?
Alin?
Yung prototype na game. That was before mga PS3, Xbox 360 type of game siya. Prototype yung name ng game. Tapos andyan yung cartoons na
Prototype?
Generator Rex.
Mhm.
Generator Rex. Tapos
Ang ikli ng season na yun, no? Parang feeling ko hindi siya nag-run ng matagal.
Di nga ata, I think. Pero sobrang solid niya. As in, sobrang solid. Favorite na favorite.
True.
Tapos, I was playing as well, Mortal Kombat. Tapos nakita ko sino pangalan nito?
Si Jax.
Jax, yeah. And he is sort of like a boxer din, di ba? Tapos yun, pumatong-patong na yung idea hanggang sa one day, nag-gym ako dito sa Ilorde. Basta Ilorde ata. Basta nagbubuhat ako nagbubuhat ba ako? I think I was doing some heavy bag workout nun. Tapos, sa side ko, may nagbubuhat ng nagbe-bench press. At that time, parang, yung, habang sinusuntok ko yung punching bag, siya nagbe-bench press. Tapos parang nagsisink in yung pagsuntok ko sa punching bag, yung tunog nung clang nung metals nung dinduhat niyang barbell.
Yes.
Tapos doon na, sabi ko parang, Buster Max, drawing ko na. Tapos yun, as
great.
ridiculous as it sounds, pero, ewan ko, we artists, that's why we are called
Iba
weird
naman yung
people.
ating trip kung paano.
Yeah, kaya nasasabihin tayong
Kaya, sana na-inspire.
we tend to create things in a
Talagang
way.
inspiration can come from anywhere.
Yeah,
True.
anywhere.
Yeah.
So, yun.
All right. So, White Shadow. I think that's an upcoming project, right?
Yes.
Still a work in progress. So, can you give us just a little insight into what White Shadow is?
Sige, how do I say this about White Shadow? Kasi medyo,
Because I've noticed White Shadow, from what I've heard, White Shadow is just it's pretty much completely different from Buster Mike.
as in. Kasi,
Yes.
for me, Buster Mike is more of like a, kumbaga sa Marvel, may pagkaano siya yung mga Thor type of story or Iron Man type of story. Alam mo yun, mga medyo
Yeah.
power up type na. White Shadow is different. White Shadow is, ang aim kasi namin sa White Shadow is more of like street level type of hero. But eventually it's maangat, and then there's this magic and ancient thing. Medyo related si White Shadow, tsaka yung lore ni White Shadow, tsaka yung kung saan nanggaling yung stone na hina-harness ng Doctor dun sa Buster Mike. So yun. Anyways, White Shadow, I can't really say pero ito na lang, basta it's very sort of like Daredevil, tapos mixed with Black Panther with a little bit of Iron Fist. Yes ba? So, ang goal kasi namin ni Benz dito, ito yung medyo to be honest, medyo ano pa ako dito eh. Medyo di ko pa alam kung what will I feel. Pero kasi, ang goal namin sa White Shadow is to tackle political issues. For example, I'm giving example. Mining issues ngayon sa bansa. How these mining companies tend to destroy our, alam mo yun, mga
Environment.
the lives of our, ang tawag dito, mga katutubo natin. And White Shadow, being katutubo, what will he do? What will you do? Your people are being killed or being take away by this, ano mo yun, yung culture nyo, including your culture, what will you do, diba?
So it's not
Yeah.
unlike Ghost of Tsushima.
No,
No,
not
not
like that.
No? Okay.
No. Basta, it's kasi ang goal talaga namin ni Vince is to paano ko sabihin to? To tackle those type of issues pero not directly. Kasi alam mo naman ngayon, di ba, mahirap mag-speak out. Di ba, mahirap mag-speak out. So, although I do hands up sa mga tao talagang
Oh, man. Ano si Tarantadong Kalbo, isa sa pinakamaganda.
Yeah, true. So, solid na mga strips niya. So, yun.
Satirical comic strips.
Satirical. So, yun. Mahirap mag-speak out ngayon. Pero me and Vince are planning to do this.
Actually, gusto ko rin political art, political comics. Kaso ang hirap talaga. Parang hirap hawakan.
Ang hirap. Lalo recently.
Napaka-divisive eh.
Yeah, people did. Yeah. So, yun. Ano pa ba? And it's going to be brutal. As in there's like
rated R, R-rated stuff. Yeah.
Kasi
okay.
Buster Mike, when he's punching those metal aswang and monsters, parang nakikita mo, ang goal ko lang dun is parang, alam mo yun, ang mga lalabas lang is like a sort of metal flesh na parang lumalabas na may konting parang mga technological something. Pero sa White Shadow, he's fighting soldiers, like that. So, it's gonna be, yun nga, binigyan ko na yung isang issue nga dun is, what if those mining companies take away White Shadows or pinakalaman nila yung ancestral place ni White Shadow? What will he do? Of course, being a protector of that place, he will fight. Yeah. And it's gonna be brutal. So yun. So yeah, that's pretty much what White Shadow is.
It's amazing. Okay, so what I admire about these comics and just Filipino comics in general, it's that the artists are not afraid of trying just about everything.
Yes.
I would argue that what makes Filipino comics unique is that it's so diverse. And that's not just talking about the genre of comics. It's that the artists and the writers generally are also diverse, as in they don't really just stick to one thing. Because even manga, si Junji Ito, he's usually geared towards horror, right?
Yeah.
Itong si who we discussed earlier, si Takehiko Inoue, his focus is slam dunk. So I want to know, how have you been able to accomplish your diverse diverse production? So with Battle Girlz and Scouts, those are two very opposite things.
Yeah.
With Buster Mike and White Shadow, they're very different. So how have you been able to sort of flesh out their stories, to which they're each very unique?
Ikaw, Pao. So, na parang feeling ko wala pa akong sagot.
I guess for me, I guess siguro yung Buster Mike kasi it's more of a very personal thing. Like it's me expressing myself. So that's why I created Buster Mike. Kaya nga may boxing kasi I love boxing. And then yung mga metal stuff, technological stuff, because I love those kind of stuff. So that's why I created Buster Mike. White Shadow, on the other hand, is my way of expressing myself towards what is happening around me. Gets ba? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Na parang Buster Mike for me is just me expressing. Pero White Shadow is me reacting to what is happening around me. Me and Benz. Me and Benz. So, yun. Parang, that's how I think I approach it. Kaya it's very different. Kasi Benz could have hired. Pero could have like asked another artist to do it. Gets ba? Na
Yeah.
parang, considering na graduating na ako and I don't have much time. Oh, parang mamamatay na. Anyways, I don't have much time sa binilog. So yun, so Benz could have hired someone else. Pero sabi niya sa akin, no bro, parang alam ni Benz at alam ko na I'm the right person dun sa job na yun. Kasi alam niya na kung ano man yung sinusulat niya doon, yun din yung napipil ko. That's my connection relationship with Ben. So yun. So yeah, Poster Mike is me expressing myself, introducing myself to the world, and White Shadow on the other hand is my reaction towards what is happening around me or so world. So yeah, that's how I say.
Ako,
Nice.
for me, it's more of an exploratory way ko pa on how I go about my art kasi medyo ayun nga like all artists parang kinakapa ko pa yung kung saan ako nababagay, saan ko ba gustong tumayo sa mga genre ganyan. So ayun nagtatry talaga ako ng iba't ibang mga bagay. Alam naman yan ng mga kung nafa-follow niyo yung yung page ko sa FB, Mikomiks or sa Instagram like pwede mo ipagkumpara yung art ko last year and this year. Super ibang-iba siya. Parang ganun talaga. Feeling ko lahat ng artist dumadaan sa mga ganito. Yung mga phases, kumbaga. Halimbawa, naging phase ko yung pagkahilig ko sa anime, sa manga. And then naging phase ko rin yung pagkahilig ko sa western type comics naman. And dyan sa Scouts, nagka-phase ako ng parang cutesy type style. And then now, parang ang style ko naman ngayon is yung medyo rugged and medyo out of, like, medyo chaotic, kumbaga. Like, papakita ko lang yung ginawin ko. Like, medyo ganun talaga. Parang hindi mo masasabi kung saan ka mag-end up. So, ang gusto ko kasing, like, isa pang purpose kung bakit ko ginagawa to is, gusto ko rin matuto ng kung paano magsulat ng gantong genre, kung paano mag-drawing ng gantong style, kung paano,
Nice.
alam mo yun, parang gusto ko lang,
Challenge
talaga, challenge, and alam mo yun, parang being a multimedia artist, parang gusto ko rin talagang maranasan yung iba't ibang genre, parang sa pagka-comics, gusto ko maranasan yung iba't ibang style and iba't ibang genre. Sa multimedia naman, I mean, kita naman sa art ko na parang medyo diverse din yung kaya kong gawin. So ayun, parang tinatry ko talagang maging versatile and flexible na artist para at least kapag I guess pag nagtrabaho na parang kaya kong gawin yung parang hindi ko kaya gawin, parang at least may idea ako kung paano umatake sa mga ganung bagay. Ayan, yung una kong print ng Battle Girlz, ganyan kadami
Yeah.
Ayan, nakikita niyo sa screen ngayon.
How many were you able to do you remember how many you were able to give out?
I think mga 100 copies yan.
100 copies.
Oh, medyo madami.
Nice.
Oh, madami akong mag-print dati. Actually, nag-ipon ako ng pera para diyan. And then sa pagbebenta, yun nabawi ko naman yung nabawi ko yung pinagastusan ko diyan.
Yeah.
Ayun.
Nice. All right. So I'm gonna show some images. Tell me about them, and basically once I show them, the floor is yours. So just whatever commentary you can give me.
Okay.
So ito.
Oh, she's okay. Collab namin to ni Chubbs, ni Christopher Sam, aka Meat Fist. Ongoing project pa rin siya, ongoing collaboration pa rin namin siya. Kasi syempre, kanya-kanyang alam mo yun, kanya-kanyang business sa buhay, kaya hindi na rin siguro natutukan yung collab namin. Pero it's about two guys na nag-work, na nasa condo ni Chubbs. I mean, yung characters na yan is literally ako at saka si Chubbs. So ako yung naka-bucket hat, tapos si Chubbs yung nakatungo at kumakain na sushi. And para siyang trippy comics na basically ang ina-aim namin dito is ma-break yung limitations ng comics. Kung halimbawa, hindi pa namin to sinasabi kahit kanino pa, pero I mean, as of now, I mean, I guess pwede naman sabihin. So, yun nga, tinatry namin i-break yung limits ng comics. Parang, di ba, comics are limited to panels and pages, ganyan. So, dito naman, parang paglalaroan namin yun. So, dito sa Trippy Comics na to, parang wala kaming panels. And then, dun sa loob, may black and white pages, and then may colored pages. So, parang pinaglalaroan talaga namin yung medium ng comics. So, Munchies yung title kasi, we got the Munchies, ganyan. So, kailangan namin kumain. So, yung story, hindi pa na-finalize ni Chubbs. Pero, yun nga, basically, nag-work kami and then, yo man, I'm hungry. You hungry? Yeah, I'm hungry. Let's go eat. I got the Munchies. Tapos baba kami sa condo and then parang pagbaba namin, parang iba na yung city. Parang may manta ray sa sobrang trippy niya, ang daming makulay. And hindi ko...
Surrealism, basically.
Surrealist, mga ganyan.
Yeah.
Surrealism. Hindi ko pa ma-finalize kasi yun nga, hindi pa final.
Yeah.
Pero ayun, yun, isa sa mga balak namin collabs ni Meatfest.
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
Ito naman.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, so yan naman. Very happy dyan sa day na yan. Kasi yun yung first General Assembly. Tama ba? Oh, yeah. First General Assembly. Yan nata yung nag-speech ako ng 1 hour. Kasi sobrang...
Nakaya mo yun.
Madaldal kasi talaga ako.
Ayun.
As in, sobrang daldal ko. Lalo pag sobrang passionate and everything. So yun yun. And then Sir Benji, our drawing's first advisor. Kaya ako rin siya kinuha advisor kasi he's one of my closest professors sa Binyud. Sobrang bait niyan sa akin. At the same time, he's the one who taught me the basics of animation. So shout out kay Sir Benji. Also yung hawak kong book, yung Kier ba yun? I forgot the pronunciation. Pero yan, comic books yan about Binyud. Tapos si Sir Benji yung nag-illustrate. So yeah.
Nice. Okay, ito. Next.
Yan yung first General Assembly din ba yan? Yung pinag-speech ni Paolo, kami mga officers, one by one, parang anong plano nyo? Sobrang impromptu and nabubulol pa ako niyan, hindi ko alam sasabihin. Nagkakwento ako sa Battle Girlz, sorry, sa yung plano namin comics sa Scouts. And yeah, yun lang, parang job description, ano gagawin ko para sa org as a Vice President of External Affairs. So, yung mga ganyan. Man, sobrang impromptu.
So, I mean, I want to ask, no? You guys pretty much just helped make an org, and it's now an official established organization.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Ikaw pa. Ikaw kasi, gusto mo ikaw yung final kasi ikaw yung president.
Sige, ikaw muna.
Okay. So, kwento ko lang kung paano ko na-discover tong drawing na to. Okay, shoutout pala kay Dayen. Si Dayen yung nag-invite sa akin. Parang, uy, Miko, kasi kaibigan ko siya and kakasi ko siya sa iba namin subject. And alam niya, nagko-comics ako. So sabi niya, Miko, gusto mo sumali? Kasi may pinaplano yung friend ko na comic org. Parang, paano yun? Tapos sabi ni Dayan, kasi yung school, nag-give siya ng opportunity sa students na maggawa ng sarili nilang org. Parang magpipitch sila, kaya nila mag-pitch para magawa ng org or something. So may nag-take ng chance na magawa ng comic org. Di ko pa kilala si Paolo nun. Tapos, sabi ko, okay, G lang, sige lang, chat mo lang ako kung anong gagawin, ganyan. Tapos, di nag-meet sa library, ganyan, sa Commons, Learning Commons. Tapos, nandun lang kami, ang ingay namin doon. Tapos, ayun, doon ako in-introduce ni Dayan. Parang, uy, Miko, si Pao pala, si Ben, si ganyan. Feeling ko din na nila tanda yun. Pero, yun, tanda ko pa rin yun. Tapos, yun, grateful ako kay Dayan kasi pinakilala niya ako sa mga great people na to, great artists na to. And yun, yun yung time na parang lilima pa lang yata yung members or
Yeah.
6 pa lang, yung mismong mga officers pa lang. And I got to say na sobrang exciting and sobrang ano ba, parang I'm very honored na naging parte ng first year ng drawing. Kasi alam mo yun, parang revolution to eh, parang mag-i-start ka ng isang bagay and then mag-i-spark siya kasi madaming naniniwala sa'yo, madaming naniniwala sa mission vision ng org. Like, ang sarap sa feeling nun. And ang sarap din sa feeling na parang, halimbawa, dun sa art jams, parang ako yung nag-pitch nun. Or actually, idea yun ni Meatfest, nag-art jam kami niyan. I mean, actually, madami naman art jam sa mundo, pero nag-pitch na ako na parang, uy, what if may art jam tayo weekly? Parang wala lang, trip-trip lang, ganyan. Parang hindi siya formal event,
Right.
casual lang siya. And yun, na in-apply naman ng group and yun, natuwa naman yung mga members kasi parang kumbaga may platform sila na parang na mag-express sila, parang guys, ito yung kwento ko, ito yung kwento ng comic ko, sino pwedeng magawa. Yung parang, it's a collaborative experience talaga. And seeing seeing the members having this moment, like, nakakataba talaga ng puso. Yun talaga masasabi ko sa stay ko sa drawing. Yun yung favorite kong thing, nung makita yung mga members na nag-enjoy, chill lang, tapos yun, eventually parang, alam mo yun, yung parang, ang feeling ko is nasa marathon ako and dala-dala ko yung stick. And then, ngayon, parang ipapasa ko na sa kanila na parang, uy, kailangan kong alagaan yung mga to, kailangan kong i-nurture sila. And, ayun, feeling ko naman na, I mean, we did what we could na, para mag-alaga and para mag-nurture ng mga artists. And yun, I got to say, super, ang saya niyang experience, ang sayang mag-pass down ng knowledge and yun, overall, yung kumbaga itatras mo sa next gen yung yung future ng org, ang sarap sa pakiramdam. Ikaw, Pao?
Sa akin naman, siyempre, as the founder,
Yeah, former president.
former president, tapos founder pa. It was amazing. Amazing yung experience and everything. But yun nga, as the president, as the man at the front, medyo mahirap in a way na parang kasi I've always thought na hindi ko kaya maging leader. Although may mga experience na ako before sa dance, ganyan. Naging president ako ng dance crew before nung high school. Tapos nag-lead din ako nung college. Pero kasi ngayon, art. So, parang, what am I gonna do? Alam mo yun? Parang ganun. Kaya it's kind of hard. Pero at the same time, ang daming lessons na nakuha ko dun sa drawing. And yun nga, tulad ng sabi ni Miko, ang sarap sa feeling nung meron kang inaalagaan, tapos parang i-entrust mo yung kung ano yung sinimulan mo sa kanila. Di ba? Yung parang as old as we sound. Pero yun nga, as old as we sound. Pero that was one of the best thing. Alam mo, kahit sabi ko nga, kahit valedictorian ako, summa cum laude, anumang school achievement makuha ko sa Benilde, whatever, drawing pa rin yung proudest thing na as in proudest thing na nagawa ko sa drawing. And I did it with my friends, with my closest friends. Pero yun nga, creating drawing, how was it? Or yun nga, establishing the org, it was fun, but it was hard. Kasi una, we don't know what we're doing.
True that.
Parang
Benz, David, talaga.
the amount of
We discussed that last week actually. Yung challenges. Yeah.
Yun, the amount of confusion, lahat na parang meron kami. Kasi meron goal. There's a goal. There's this goal. And that's one thing na meron yung drawing. Simula. And there's the energy, there's the passion.
Hindi natin alam kung paano.
Yun lang, the technicalities of it.
Wala ka tayong bridge, alam mo yun, sa ideas natin.
Wala kaming alam sa technicalities. Gets ba? Doon kami malpak, in a way. But we learn.
Naman.
And what's important is nagpakatatag yung officers at the same time dahil sa kanila naging matatag din ako. Kasi kung nakita ko rin parang medyo bumabagsak yung officers ko na parang medyo nanghihinaan ng loob. Panghinaan din ako ng loob eh. Pero what I saw was, malakas yung members, malakas yung officers. So, am I gonna be, alam mo yun, contrast pa ba ako sa energy nila? Siyempre, hindi. Ma-hype up ako, ma-inspire ako. So, yun. It's one thing din na maganda sa org is that it's a give and take type of community. Na parang, yun nga, tulad ng sabi ko dun sa speech ko, nung 1 hour speech ko dun sa General Assembly, the goal of the org is to cater to each other's strengths and weaknesses. So, yun. Kung weakness ko is, ganyan, I learned to be strong because of my officers and members. Kaya it was fun, but it was hard. Yeah.
That's also something I learned through some experiences in ROTC na it's a shared energy.
Tama.
Yung moral ng isa is the moral of all. The moral of one is the moral of all. And so you kind of just bounce off each other. That chemistry is what helps talaga.
Yes, true.
And for me also, I'm pretty much on my last few months basically in Benil, God willing. I never really joined an org even while I was in DLSU. Until, and for what I can say personally about drawing is that yung sort of the mood, the environment, and basically the welcoming factor, I guess, for the lack of a better word, of drawing. Yung talagang, it's something that you want to be a part of. And from establishing a live stream and doing some stuff on my side personally, being able to build a community that you yourself would want to be a part of is extremely important.
True.
So,
Absolutely.
so speaking of building a community, you mentioned you started with 6, and eventually it grew to this.
Yes.
And the next few pictures are, well, we'll talk about this last. The next few pictures are basically, people who joined the org. Did you expect this kind of turnout?
Oh man, hindi
Ako
talaga.
no.
No, sobra. Akala ko parang yung comic org, para siyang, alam mo yun, yung mga taong like mahilig lang mapag-isa, yung mga, ano ba, basta hindi siya majority ng mga tao I would say. Kasi hindi naman ganun talaga ka-popular yung comic making, di ba?
Yeah, true.
So, ayun. So, nabigla talaga kaming lahat. Parang, bakit puno yung room?
Di ba? As in, first SI week, I guess, to 300 or 200.
It's the willingness to learn na talagang, I mean, if you can, I mean, it really is evident na there are people who are interested, di ba?
Yes.
So,
Pero to be honest, in-expect ko talaga nun, first SI week, sabi ko, masaya na ako pag yung members natin nasa 30 or 50. Alam mo yun? Yun na yung standard ko, which is mali ko na hindi ko in-expect. Ang dami pa lang sasali kasi ang ganda rin yung marketing.
Or more than 100.
Nakakatawa din yung trailer. So, alam mo yun.
Oo. Nagdala talaga marketing team. Malaking shout out sa marketing team. Kasi, yung sa trabaho nila, parang ang dami talaga naakit and ang daming naniwala sa drawing.
Yan. A bit of backstory din kasi the reason why I created drawing at that time. Kasi I've been a member of 3 art orgs, which is Animotion, Mikomiks, and
Same.
Artilleer. So, yun.
Same.
I've been looking for a org na parang magbe-belong dun sa who I am, I guess. And I'm not trying to take away anything from those 3 orgs. Those 3 orgs are like mga inspiration ko and everything. But it's just that parang I can't really find that comic book thing dun sa orgs na yun, I guess. So, sabi ko, what if I create one? Alam mo yun, nanilala ko to sorry for sa mga viewers or anything. Pero I was drinking that time. May inom
nabanggit
as you do in your college.
Umiinom kami that time.
Yeah.
Parang, doon na ako, nakaupo lang ako ganyan. Sabi ko sa mga tropa ko, pre, go ako org.
Sobrang random no?
They all look at me and they're like, G! So I was like, sige, G. So yun, doon nagsimula. And then, ang goal ko talaga is to create a community and everything. at the same time to sell din, yun, community and then to sell. But eventually the whole selling thing kind of faded kasi nga parang we saw that malaking as a school org, syempre, take note of the word school org. As being a school org, parang medyo fulfilling na yung we were able to, parang give, give our share
May
our passion.
nawawala ka yata.
Ay, sorry. Share our passion sa Binyojan community. I think that's very fulfilling na and then people
Oo.
notice us. But at the same time, if you go ask me, gusto ko rin syempre may comeback sa mga artist ng drawing. Pero that matters. Meron naman mga nagtitip. Meron ka naman tipping system. So I guess that's fine. Pero ang long-term goal din naman kasi is for drawing to produce this future professionals. Who knows, di ba? Maybe one of those members will become the new artist for this or artist for that. Gagawa pala ng ganito. Okay.
It's planting the seeds, yes. of
Yeah, planting the seeds.
What could potentially be. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, so last is basically phase 1, right? We have Scouts, you have White Shadow.
Okay.
From what I understand from the last interview or for the last episode is that there were delays.
Yeah.
So, and eventually now, Scouts is out. White Shadow's on its way. Talk about it. Talk about phase 1, because you guys are part of phase 1 basically.
Yeah.
Ikaw muna, Miko.
Okay. So, actually, mas maaga pa dapat sa October yung plano kong deadline for Scouts. Kasi ang plano ko talaga is 10 pages lang. 10 to 12. Super, like, one-shot, raw comic na parang it looked like I did it for fun. Mga ganong tipong type ng comic. Pero, hindi kasi ako umabot sa deadline. Ang deadline ko is, SI week. Yun, para makahatak ng mga members. Kasi kapag may nakita silang isang comic na parang, legit, may ginagawa na agad sila. Sige, sali ako. Parang, in my head, feeling ko parang makakahatak talaga siya ng mga tao. And mas, kumbaga up and running na kami agad. Parang at least may one comic agad. Parang at least kahit hindi siya parang legit na pinrint sa magandang papel, parang it's a comic na parang it would lead people na para ma-inspire sila na para mag-start na parang kahit pala gantong 10 pages comic, feeling ko kaya ko itong gawin kasi parang kumbaga yung standard kasi ng comics parang tumaas nung nakita natin yung mga hardbound, yung mga manga ng mga 300 pages. Tumaas siya nung yung mga standard American size na comic. Parang ganun yung
More
gusto
or less
natin.
20 pages, yeah.
Yeah, diba? So, I would think na by releasing yung simpleng comic na ganito, parang may encourage sila na parang, I think I could do that. So, parang tataas yung moral ng mga tao. And since hindi ko nga naabot yung deadline na yun, gumawa na lang ako ng one-page comic, parang flyer. Kung naalala niyo yun, yung parang yung one page lang na pinamimigay natin, Pao. Tanda mo ba yun? Yung Scouts, parang teaser page ng Scout. So, yun na lang yung ginawa ko for that time. Parang coming soon, ganyan. E di, nung October, hindi ko sure kung tapos na. Pero feeling ko, na-move yung na-move ulit yung deadline. Pero, nung na-move, natapos ko na yung akin. Kasabay ko dapat yung Smokehouse. Kaso, ang problem nung time na yan, hindi kasi nakasabay si Jul, yung creator ng Smokehouse. So parang kinailangan kong i-step back yung comic kasi parang ang awkward kapag ako lang yung i-release kasi maganda sana kung kita niyo yung ginawa nung drawing nung kailan ba yun? Mga June, July? Di ba dire-diretso tayo dire-diretso tayo nag-release ng Scouts Adventures and then anong sunod? Buster Mike? Hindi, Kerjack muna. And then Buster Mike. Wala ta si Pao.
Yeah.
Back.
Dire-diretso tayo mag-post. Gusto ko sana ganun yung kalabasan ng drawing. So, kasi pag nauna ako, tapos hindi sumunod yung iba, parang ang awkward ng parang left hanging yung mga tao. So, we had to held back scouts for a while. And then nung medyo okay na lahat, ayun, di nirelease na lang. Nung umokay na lahat, quarantine, inabutan kami ng quarantine, sadly. And hindi natuloy yung printed comics. And nagka-problema yata sa, I believe, dun sa bayaran, yung sa print shop, yung kung saan yung piprint. Parang yung technicality, nagka-problema. And yun. So, anong nangyari? Pinost na lang namin online. And initially, dapat may bayad yun. And then, siguro nagdesisyon na lang na parang gawing libre kasi parang since quarantine naman, parang mga tao may ibang priorities. I guess yun na lang yung solution na sinuggest ng mga members and yung ibang leaders. Yun.
Pao?
Yan. Sa akin naman, phase 1 was actually a struggle sa akin.
Sobra.
Kasi
Ako din.
Kasi una I'm the president. So there's a huge difference between running the org and creating art for the org. Gets ba?
Yes.
So
Kasi management sa production.
yeah, management and production is different things na my fault was I kind of like parang minaliit ko yung those two na
Right.
I thought na kaya kong pagsabayin. So yun. And I was artist ako ng dalawang book, which is Buster Mike and White Shadow. Although Buster Mike medyo kaya ko naman, but White Shadow kasi medyo hindi pa established at that time.
Oh, yung mic mo, sorry.
Ay, sorry, hello.
Yeah.
So, ayan. So yun, medyo yun nga sabi ko, Buster Mike and White Shadow, ako yung both artist. At the same time, ako yung president ng drawing, which is a huge struggle sa akin that time. As in, hindi ko alam. Tapos, ang daming internal conflicts sa org. Gets ba? And being the president, ayan.
Sorry, folks.
So, anyway,
Sorry.
Live, everybody. Live.
Tulad yan, technical difficulty.
Live.
technical difficulties. So, yun.
It happens.
Sorry.
It's all good. We're all learning here. Especially me. All right. So, sorry, Pao, do you want to continue your thought?
Yeah, yun. Basta anyways, that was the struggle. Yun nga, me being the president at the same time, the one who's going to create 2 comic books for the org, which is, yun nga, management and production is different things na at that time mahirap pagsabayan. So, and take note na parang, although I'm not making excuses, so it's my shortcomings at that time. Although kasi we're just beginning. So alam mo yun, kumakapa pa, tapos ang daming trabaho. Kaya ang daming delays. Yes, ba? Tapos, yun nga, hindi lang naman din ako na mayroon din mga iba pa na nahihirapan din, which is I wanted to help them that time. Pero basta, ang hirap kumapa. First year of drawing was really fun and exciting, but it was a huge struggle. Sobrang daming struggle.
All right.
Yeah.
So now we'll move on to the Q&A. May mga questions. Oh my goodness. We've got questions. The people have spoken. Kuno. So let's go first. From Maku Mignano. For Pao, who are your top 3 recommended comic artists to study from in terms of style for beginners?
Okay. Top 3. I will put Sir Harvey. No. Masyadong
lakas si Sir Harvey.
Advanced.
Lakas no.
Masyadong malakas si Sir Harvey. I will put Jim Lee on the line on my first. Kasi I guess Jim Lee kind of like established this art style for comics na madaling, hindi naman madali, pero in a way, kaya mong makuha yung essence.
Gets
ba? Does that make sense? So yun, I put Jim Lee there. Tapos, who else? I'll put Todd McFarlane din. The second. Kasi, although medyo similar kasi sila ng approach ni Jim Lee, but Todd's way of drawing things, for me, style niya is very comic book, very western talaga. So, it screams comic book.
Talaga.
Gets ba?
Nag-live talaga siya ng print, kumbaga sa
Oo. Tsaka,
style.
also, you can study the way he thinks. Yun yung one thing din kay Todd McFarlane na he's one of those person na parang or artist na talagang is not afraid to challenge the status quo.
Talaga pinaglaban niya yung what he
Oo.
believed in.
Talagang palaban siya, gets ba? Kaya nauso yung spaghetti webbing sa Spider-Man, yung style ni Spider-Man na.
Hindi ba niya talaga yung itsura?
Tsaka yung dynamic poses na gano'n. Guess what? The capes. Diba? So, I guess go for Jim Lee, then Todd McFarlane. Tapos, the other one, someone modern na idol ko. Go for Sir Kim Jacinto. Pinoy siya. Search
Kim
for him.
Jacinto, yeah.
Kim Jacinto. Yeah, he's so good. Sobrang galing niya magbali ng shapes. So, yeah. Yeah, those three are my recommendation.
Nice. Okay, from Ella Francisco. You probably answered this now, but we'll go over it again, I guess, in short term. What motivates you to draw and keep on practicing despite having thesis and all that, since you're also graduating soon?
Yun na mismo yung motivation, man, yung graduating. Ikaw ba, Pao? Ano ba yung sa'yo?
Sa akin kasi, yun nga, siyempre, same din with Miko na parang graduate ka na. So, pero anyways, yung kay L kasi, yung tanong ni L is like, what motivates you to draw? Tama ba?
Motivates you to go
Draw
on
and practice. Draw and practice.
To go on, draw and practice. I guess, for me kasi talagang art became art is a part of me na talaga. Na parang I can't do it. I can't live a day without it. Gets ba?
Yeah.
Gets ba? Tsaka, I'm a very, improvement freak. Tama ba yun? Yung parang growth. Parang I really, really aim for improvement every day, regardless of whatever context. I want improvement. So yun, parang I guess that's what motivates me. Also yun din yung vision na graduate na ako. Alam mo yun? Kaya, at least kasi iba na yung outside world. I don't wanna go out. Di ba? I don't wanna go out being na incompetent ako. Gets ba?
True. Sobra.
Na parang hindi ako ready. Ayokong lumabas ng build na hindi ako ready.
At saka parang kailangan mo sulitin yung time mo sa loob. Parang gumawa ka ng portfolio, tapos yung may project mo, galingan mo. Parang yun talaga yung para sa sarili mo.
Yun nga. Parang whatever you do in school will reflect at what you do outside. At least that's what I think. Gets ba? It's one of the reasons then why I created the thing. If I can create an org here,
you can create
something. I can create an org there. Pag lumabas tayo.
Gagawa ng kulto pala yun. Joke.
Di ba, who knows? Paglabas natin, baka gawa tayo.
Yeah, you never know.
Bagong art team, di ba?
Diba?
Malaki. So, I guess, for me, I guess, yun nga, basic answer is the goal itself inspires you to become better. At the same time, that fear of being not ready. So what will you do? I have to be
naman, feeling ko, ang ginagawa ko is, inaalala ko yung, like, first time na, yung reason ko sa first time kung ba't ko ba pinili tong path na to. Halimbawa, dati akong engineering. Bakit ba ako lumipat sa Binil? Bakit ba ako nag-multimedia artist? So parang inaalala ko yung reason na yun. And I think it kept me going. So ayun, gusto ko talaga din kasi matuto ng iba't ibang bagay. So multiple mediums, so multimedia, ganyan. So ayun, tinatry ko talagang pag-aralan lahat as much as I can sa loob ng school. And kasi pag labas mo, parang hindi ka na, sa school kasi medyo hawak pa yung kamay mo parang, itong gagawin mo, parang drawing ka nito, ganyan. So, pag labas mo na sa school, wala ka ng guidance, kumbaga. So, yun, talagang kailangan mo nang sulitin yung school. Yun lang talaga masasabi ko.
As in, tsaka school is really fun kasi parang wala ka pang ganun mabigat na
I mean, mabigat naman.
Naman, pero the matter of life and death. Parang hindi pa ganun ka, alam mo yun, kataas ko na pag nasa labas ka na.
Gets.
Talagang work na yun. So, yun nga, enjoy. I guess enjoy. Kaya, sorry, medyo ayoko pang graduate kasi parang gusto ko
Ah.
enjoy.
Yeah.
Pero anyways,
Kailangan na, tandaan na natin.
I like how Miko said it. Enjoy.
Enjoy. Yeah, indeed. Okay, for Miko naman, how did he develop his art style and when did he realize that it's something he could call his?
Oh, well, okay. Well, I guess I would say na mag-dive ka lang dun sa mga content na gusto and ayaw mo. Yung kasi kanina ko pa sinasabi na parang try mo lahat, parang kahit hindi mo gustong genre, basahin mo. Kahit hindi mo trip yung art style nito, basahin mo pa rin. Parang
Tignan mo
ako
pa
kasi,
din.
'di ba? Parang consume as much as you can kasi ambawa kapag nag-consume ako ng Western comics, kapag nag-consume ako ng manga, kapag nag-consume ako ng let's say European comics. I mean in terms of comics parang makakapili ako ng comic style sa library ng natutunan ko dun sa content na yun. So, kumbaga pick and choose lang. Pick and choose kung ano yung trip mo. Halimbawa ako, natripan ko yung sa sorry, wait, nawawala ako. Natripan ko yung kay Jamie Hewlett na characters. So parang medyo hawig ng ganun yung mga characters ko. Tapos yung philosophy ni Jim Mahfood, yung overall creativity niya and kung saan siya nanggagaling. Parang ang sabi kasi ni Jim Mahfood is parang there aren't any rules anymore. Parang there's no house style anymore. Parang you do what you want and be good at it. Alam mo yun?
Yes.
Yun lang. I mean, be yourself, do what you want, and screw everybody. mga ganyan. So sa pakita ko lang yung dinrawing ko. Parang,
Sige, yeah, let's hang on, let me.
Hindi naman siya ganun ka, wala naman siyang meaning. Pero ginawa ko pa rin. So, yun, I do what I want.
Pero nandyan yung characteristic ko. Kung Miko is as an artist.
I guess nagpe-play din siya sa pag kinilala mo yung sarili mo, yung personality mo. For me, medyo tamad kasi ako. And gusto ko matapos agad yung work within like as soon as possible kasi pag nawala yung moment na parang shit, gusto ko mag-drawing and nawala yung attitude mo na parang yung in the zone ka, pag nawala yun for me, parang nawawalan na lang akong gana tapusin yung art ko. So, yun, tinatry kong yung mga lines ko is parang medyo fast, medyo hindi clear. Tapos, ayun, hindi ko alam kung paano explain. Dynamic, kinetic. Gusto ko kasing parang gumagalaw. Parang pagmukha na gumagalaw yung art ko. Na parang, kasi kapag nag-drawing ka ng static na, wait, sorry, let me rephrase. Pag nag-drawing ka ng clear na bagay, mukha siyang static. Kapag sa sobrang detailed mo and thin lines, consistent color or something, parang still image lang siya. I mean for me still image lang yung nakikita ko. Pero kapag mga ganitong mga bagay na parang medyo crass, medyo hindi clear, parang may tendency siyang parang nakikita ko parang gumagalaw siya. Parang ito parang nag-explode sa labas. Tapos ito nag-i-stretch. Tapos ito parang itong wave parang lumalabas lang. Parang ganun. Parang ayun, I mean, hindi ko ma-explain masyado yung sarili ko, pero yun nga lang. The main point is do what you want. There aren't no rules. And yun.
Explore.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
May additional lang ako dun. I guess, search nyo rin yung it's a Bruce Lee quote, I think. That,
ano yun?
Tama ba? Ano yung sabi niya? Para take,
be water.
Be water. And then there's something about getting as much as you can. Meron pa siya sinabi. Meron pa siya sinabi si Bruce Lee. Get something, para aralin mo lahat, pero take what you need and take out.
Ayun, mismo. Like aralin mo lahat, pero i-take mo lang yung kailangan mo.
Kailangan mo. Take out what you don't need. And then that itself will eventually become yours or your style.
Salamat sa pagtulong kasi medyo nawawalan ako ng words kanina.
Yeah. So yun, that's what style is for.
Ayun.
Yeah.
Ano to? absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, and add what is
Ayan,
specifically
ayan,
your
ayan.
own. Okay, okay.
Yun. Oh.
Nasa
Nice,
Bruce
nice,
Lee.
Ay
nice,
nga pala,
nice.
suggest ko lang pala, may book si Austin Kleon, Still Like an Artist. Yung basahin niyo yun. Baka matripan niyo.
All right.
Still like an art.
So, last question from the current drawing president, si Benz Golin.
Ay, na.
Ano po ang nakikita nyo sa future ng comic industry sa Philippines? Will it remain the same? Will it regress? Or do you think something better will happen?
Wait. May sagot ako dyan eh. Pinagplano ko yun sa
Yan yung interview sa atin sa Dalasayan.
Yeah. Ikaw muna pa or ako muna?
Ikaw, kaya mo na ba? Or,
I mean,
sige, ako muna.
Okay,
Para
okay.
kasi si Miko kasi yung mas, mas advanced, mas biyasa.
Hindi naman.
Siya na yung final boss. So, anyway.
Grabe.
So, anyways, for me, I guess, kasi ngayon medyo positive person ako. So, I guess, for me, I think it will be nice kasi ang daming, we're in a technological world. Gets ba? Meron tayong nangyayari na technological revolution. So, information and easy access to information is andyan na. Gets ba? Including information and knowledge to art. Gets ba? So, I guess there will be more and more artists na darating. And when there's more and more artists na darating, there's more and more content na darating. So, the only thing na lang na problem is how will these people show it, or how will these people be able to create their story and show it to our community. Also, let's stay local muna. So, yun, sa Pilipinas, paano ng mga creatives na to ilalabas yung expression, yung mga na-express nilang story sa comics and everything. I guess doon na lang siya magkakatalo. So, for me, I'm very positive na it's going to be huge sooner or later. Kasi ngayon nga, ang daming artist ngayon. Lalo ngayon quarantine. May share ako konti sa inyo. May mga kaibigan ako before na hindi nagdo-drawing. Pero dahil ngayong quarantine, syempre, bahay lang. They started doing art. So imagine, kung yun kaibigan ko pa lang, imagine yung mga ibang tao. Diba? What have they been doing this quarantine?
Yeah.
So I guess also iba rin yung nangyayari, iba rin yung na i-contribute ng pag nasa bahay ka lang. You tend to think, especially artists, you tend to create kasi bored ka eh. So you have to create. So yun, because of those reasons, for me, I guess in the future magbo-bloom pa yung comic book scene sa Pinas. Although I just really hope na hindi lang. Kasi minsan what tends to happen is minsan nagkokopyahan tayo ng content. Tama ba? Yun. May ganun kasi minsan eh.
We influence off each other naman.
Influence each other. I do agree with that and I do like that. Pero minsan pag nagtitrend, ito na lahat. Pag super
yun. Okay.
genre, pag puro ganito genre, gets ba? So,
yung dating mythology argument.
Yeah, including yung mythology arguments sa comic book scene. So, yun. I guess maybe people and more creatives like us na dapat we should be more open sa box how we tell our story and what's the content of our story. Pero for me, personally, I think comic book industry will lalakas pa.
Yeah.
And ang daming pioneers eh. So, yun, yung mga pioneers. So, as long as nandyan sila and they're willing to give back to the community.
Inisip mo rin, pioneer din tayo somehow eh.
Yeah, we're pioneers as well. So, yun mo yun, parang in a way.
Yung thesis mo nga eh.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yun, I'm very positive naman na it will turn out well.
Actually,
so, yun.
I mean, same lang rin kay Pao. Kasi, syempre, local Filipino comic book community, in my opinion right now, in the pandemic, is struggling to meet up, interact, and find new content.
Walang Comic-Cons, no?
Walang Comic-Cons, parang walang inspiration din minsan, ganyan. So, yung community kasi, before pa nung COVID, syempre, ang dami ng events, like may Comic-Con, may mga Comic-Con, Indicate, and basta madami pa, mga Monzindo pa, madami pang events outside pa ng Manila. Pero, ayun, so, parang this goes to show na palago ng palago yung community. And even yung huling con, nakalimutan ko na nung December yata. saan nga ba yun? Sa SM, basta nasa mall na yun eh. Tapos nasa parang event place ng mall. And grabe ang puno nung place. Kasi syempre, palaki ng community, kailangan mag-expand sila ng venue. So even though dun sa venue na yun, na malaking yun, nakalimutan ko yung ano nga ba yun? SM, nakalimutan. Basta hindi maka-keep up yung yung mga organizers. So yun nga, kailangan nilang mag-expand. So feeling ko positive pa rin na lalago yung yung community. And feeling ko hahanap yun ng paraan para mabuhay. Di ba parang even though, di ba sa golden age ng comics nga, madaming publishers dito dati, ng mga 1960s. Philippines, golden age of comics.
Age ng comics, yes.
Ang daming publishers dito. Tapos, nagka-time na parang na-introduce yata yung TV or something. Basta nag-iba yung hobby. Hindi na, dati kasi pagbabasa ng comics, and then lumipat na yung hobby ng tao. So, nalugi sila, nagsara sila, and binaha yung mga comics. So, parang nawala yung mga copies, original copies, and basta nalugi yung mga publishers. And even so, na wala tayong masyadong publishers, parang, alam mo yun, parang umangat pa rin yung comics sa Pilipinas. I mean, paano mo ma-explain yun na kung hindi na lumalago talaga yung fan base dito sa
True.
Philippines. So, I think, even though faced with a challenge na may pandemic and hindi pa rin tayo mag-event, gigs, feeling ko gagawa pa rin ng paraan. I mean, shout out pala sa Pen Lab, yung isa sa mga website na collection ng
Pinoy Comics.
So, nagagawa sila ng paraan na para ma-preserve and makipag-usap yung mga parang magkameron pa rin ng connection yung artist and his or her readers. So parang, alam mo yun, parang ang resourceful talaga ng mga Pinoy pagdating sa mga ganitong bagay.
Yeah.
Parang, solid kaya nun, Pen Lab, as in what they did. Sobrang solid nun.
Ano nga yung isa? May isa pa eh. Nakalimutan ko lang.
Kalabaw Collective? Or
yun lang pa yun. May isa pa eh, pero mas mas underground pa dun. Wait lang.
Also din, dagdag ko lang kay Miko, sa sinabi ni Miko, yung kaya rin siya very positive na mag-bloom. Kasi, there's this 13, kinuha ng
Netflix. Isa pa yun.
So, it will send a ripple effect sa community na possible na sumikat yung gawa mo.
Parang, yung Pinoy comic, naging Netflix,
Netflix.
Parang, ibig sabihin, chance tayo mga Pinoy sa Netflix.
Talagang inspirational eh.
Diba? Who knows? Baka nga maging live action pa yun eh.
Ayun, yung Webcom PH. Sorry. Parang same siya sa Pen Lab. Sorry.
Nakita ko.
Webcom PH. Yun. Local
Webcom
audience.
PH. Alright.
Yes. Anyway. Yun. So, parang feeling, optimistic pa rin ako sa mangyayari sa industry. Hindi siya nung dati kasi ng new normal. Pero feeling ko gagawa pa rin yung paraan para maging relevant at mabuhay.
Yeah, we'll adapt, I'm sure. There's hope. There's definitely hope. Okay, guys, before we end this, anything you want to plug? Any social media websites? Anything? The floor is yours. Miko, you first.
Follow me at my social media sites, FB. Actually, lahat sila. FB, Twitter, Instagram, at Hey Mikomiks. Yung parang Hey, Hey Mikomiks, Mikomiks. Tapos may website din ako, mikofernando.com. Recently ko lang ginawa no pandemic. Yun, isa sa mga projects ko no pandemic. And watch out din sa The Balisong Project, thesis namin. And it's about Batangas hip hop. And yun, i-feature namin yung mga rising artists ng hip hop scene sa Batangas. And yun lang.
Yeah.
Pao?
Sa akin, wala namang masyado. Kasi still studying thesis. But anyways, I guess ipo-plug ko na lang yung drawing. Drawing. I was the former president. So yun, I guess guys go visit drawing at their FB page. Maraming content I guess feeling ko mas marami silang content ngayon kasi
feeling ko rin. Kasi gets na nila yung game.
Yes. game. Andyan na yung game and people are playing the game. So,
Yeah,
Also-
there's things in the works. I can say as logistics
yeah,
officer, I can.
yes. Also, very diverse na ng mga stories. So, it's really interesting what is happening sa drawing. So, watch them. Want to check them out. Also, White Shadow, which is being me going to be the artist of that. Hopefully, sana ma-release yung first before ako graduate. Sana. Kasi nga, di ba, graduating. Tapos, personal, medyo secretive pa yung mga personal works. Pero, I guess, check me out na lang sa FB.
Check
Add
me
me,
out.
Paolo Cruz. Yun lang. I post art minsan. Lalo ngayon kasi thesis. Also, yun lang naman. And shout out kay Chino Andin for doing this.
Yeah,
Gino,
man. Thank you, thank you,
Visit,
thank you.
visit nyo na lang yung art ko dun sa website nyo para makita nyo. Anyways, yun.
All right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, what a night it's been. Really, we've
Yes, sir.
yep. So, for Paulo Cruz, for Miko Fernando, thank you for joining. Thank you for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. Talaga. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to follow us, Splash Comics, please follow our Facebook page, which is where this episode is live streaming. Follow our Twitter and Instagram as well at Splash Comics, SPLASHKOMIKS.
Pakita mo lang yung likod mo.
Yeah. No, but at SPLASHKOMIKS at Twitter and Instagram. Also our website splashcomics.com. This will be up on YouTube hopefully within the next 24 hours. Hopefully.
Yes, ang ganda ng lineup na to.
Yeah. So
episode 3 siya, excited na ako.
yeah.
Very,
No news yet on what episode 3 will be, but definitely we will be updating very soon, hopefully.
Nice.
Things are in the works. Definitely. So for me, once again, for Miko Fernando, for Paolo Cruz, for Splash Comics, I'm Chinandin. This is Splash Comics, Unity through Creativity.